But don't you think okay, let's say yes, Rachel had previous kids with one other partner who at the time happened to be her husband. They're divorced. There is a difference of between that, 4 kids, 4 fathers, all out of wedlock.
See, from what I thought it was, from what I heard, I listened to her on something, and I misunderstood then because I thought it was 2, and then 1 with Andrew.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Exhausted Truth, where I am your host, and I'm very exhausted from always having to tell the damn truth. But hey, someone's got to do it. All right. Hey, look. I made a video. Video was about, now there was a little confusion there based off how much went in to her situation. That I think I stated that she was 19, but I guess she was older than that. But she started having kids at a young age. And
no, I was actually just gonna clarify. You pay your bills with OF and stripping, essentially.
Yeah, it was OF. I'm not as active on OF as I should be, financially, like I should be. I just recently started dancing, which has been paying my bills. One of the kids' dad, the oldest, he's on child support when he chooses to be.
Going into this video that I made, she at the age was different than what I had in the title, and honestly, her situation confused me so goddamn much that that's my bad. But the message remains the same, right? From late teens all the way up into her mid-20s, right? She's had multiple kids by multiple baby daddies, and she has yet to take accountability. All right. Let's start this video because, hey, listen, accountability is a tough skill.
Disagreements with you, but
for most people.
Really wish Andrew was on the chat.
Okay, what do you disagree with Andrew on, and maybe I can
think it's crazy the fact that he attacked me last time when his wife technically has 3 baby daddies.
Does she?
But she's married.
I think it's only 2.
I thought. Wait.
She has
2 baby daddies.
2 baby daddies, and then I think a kid with Andrew.
I thought she just had.
I heard her.
I thought she just had children from one other person, and she's married to Andrew.
It's 2 previous marriages, but one left and the other one died or something.
I think that's a running joke that I just picked up on recently, right?
He also has a black wife.
Yes.
I just think it's crazy. The judgment's crazy.
What?
Rachel's black. So,
Very progressive.
Very, yeah. Anyways, so what's into the mic?
The conversation about being a simp and who would want me and X, Y, and Z, but I don't know.
What's the argument?
I just don't think he has a right to look down on me when he's technically in the same situation.
Is he though? Is he?
Well, technically, he wouldn't be in the same situation. The woman he's married to would be in the same situation. But again, it's misinformation, right? Because I don't believe she's accurate in her description of Andrew's wife. If she is, then, more power to her. But again, that would not put him in her situation. That would put his wife in that situation. Now I get it. She's trying to call out the hypocrisy of Andrew and his statements, but we'll see if
minus the dancing and
goes
all of
her
that.
way.
Wait, hold on. Well, so I don't commit to memory discussions from previous shows, but so you're saying he had issues with your involvement in sex work? He's not a sex worker. What would?
No, the whole having multiple baby daddies is he wants to look down on me, and but yet his wife also has multiple baby daddies.
She's not a S worker though.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just in
but his
general.
criticisms were varied.
Some of them were directed at how many baby daddies I have.
Okay, but so I could be wrong. I thought Rachel just had previous kids from a previous marriage. From what maybe anybody in the chat, is it? I'm pretty sure it's 2. No, sorry, 2 total. So Andrew and then a previous marriage.
I'm just saying it's
right. Chat, is it 2? I don't know. In any case, that's different than 4.
I understand that, but as a Christian, aren't you not supposed to judge people, especially when your wife is doing the same thing?
Well, she's shaking her head. So
do you not have any issues with having 4 baby daddies?
I did it. I'm not happy about it, but I have my kids and I can't undo it. I wish I was more safe. I wish I had better judgment. But
See, now some people are going to say, well, there's her taking accountability right there. There's her taking accountability. She just took accountability for for her actions. And I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. That is her taking accountability, right? But there's somebody who's kind of it's one thing to say that you're taking accountability and start listing off things that would insinuate accountability, but it's another thing to have intentionally came on here to take accountability, right? So I'd have to watch this whole podcast, which Lord forbid, I mean, that is hours of my time. But from this clip alone, because it's out of context, I will say that she takes accountability in this, because until I can see it in its entirety, I can't judge otherwise. But it doesn't change the fact that in this clip, at least, her intentions were not to take accountability. It wasn't until she was called out for not taking accountability, or, called out in general, that she decided to say, okay, fine. Yeah, I'm not happy with it, which I said in the last video. She, it came to, it's her
had better judgment.
Judgment. That's the word I was looking for. I had to rewind it because she actually used the word that I was like, it's her judgment, right? You pick one, doesn't work out, right? And you have a kid with them. Pick another one, doesn't work out. You have a kid with them. Pick another one, doesn't work out. You have a kid with them. Pick another one. I got people in the comments saying, well, we're trying our best and she's just a woman trying her best. Listen, okay? The fact of matter is, no matter how you want to paint the wall with this, it's bad, poor judgment. And as a mother, you have to fucking fix that, right? You have to check that, because you as a mother cannot afford to have poor judgment. It's how she became a mom, but if she wants to be a good mom going forward, that has to be addressed.
But I don't look down on people, because it is easy to fall into it. It is easy for it to happen. So I don't like that I have 4 baby daddies, but it is what it is, and I don't look down on other people for their situations.
Well, so what specifically did Andrew say?
I don't remember. He was talking about...
So he was just vaguely judging you?
Yeah, and
So unless you tell me what specifically Andrew said,
I have to rewatch it, but
Okay.
he got on me about it.
Okay, but you would agree that his situation is far different than your situation?
Yeah, but as a Christian, you're not supposed to be judgmental like that.
So you brought up the
That's
judgment.
God. God doesn't judge.
That's my thing.
Wait, I think Christians
That's
can
fair.
righteously
Human.
judge. That's my
I judge
understanding of
everybody.
Christianity.
I haven't seen very much.
And he's right on that. Did someone say God can't judge or doesn't judge? Because that's exactly what God does. Second of all, Brian said something about a righteous judgment, and that is very true. As long as you are able, as far as I'm aware, as long as you are willing to look yourself in the mirror and judge yourself first, right, and then and only then are you allowed to judge others. So the problem is most people do not judge themselves, and if they do, they sure as hell don't do it as harshly as they judge other people. So that becomes the problem. But that's another topic.
But
What do you define as looking down on? Because let's say I have a disagreement with something that somebody does. Does that mean that I'm looking down on them?
for some of the stuff that he said, it was very judgmental. It wasn't...
What did he say?
I don't know, Brian. I have to go rewatch
Well,
the
I can't.
chat.
I mean, look, if you can't provide, and it doesn't need to be like a verbatim quote, but just a general sense of what he said, then I can't really
It was
address
just
it.
him looking down on the fact that I have 4 baby daddies, which I get. But as a Christian, you're this righteous Christian, and your wife, she's not traditional. She wasn't traditional. She has
Wait, she's
another
an
kid.
Orthodox Christian. They're
she
both
was
super
married.
traditional.
Okay.
They're both super traditional. She
It's
was
not
married.
traditional to have another kid outside of that marriage. Why was she not a
I
virgin?
don't think
That's
it's
the
against
traditional-
Christianity to be a stepfather.
That's okay. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
And she was
your
married.
criticisms, I don't see the issue actually.
I think she's just saying Christianity is about forgiveness somehow, right?
In a way, you're not
There's
supposed
parts
to look
of
down
it.
on other people.
Yeah.
I think that's a common misnomer, though, whether it's Christianity or just Scripture in general. It's a misnomer that we're not supposed to judge when, in fact, we are, and that's how we, hold each other accountable. It doesn't have to be in a negative way, right? But this is how we make our decisions as we move about in life, is by judgment, right? I do understand what you're saying, though, in terms of coming down on you. And
But so who would be allowed to judge you then? Like somebody who's been chaste their entire life and is a virgin?
I'm not saying that everyone's going to judge me regardless, but it's, you want to sit there and speak on faith and X, Y, and Z, but then you criticize and put me down as another person. I don't think it's the right way to go about it. Like you said, like, yeah, of course everybody judges, but there's a certain way to go about it than
Yeah,
put
what
the
did he
person
say
down.
though?
I don't remember, Brian. I just said
Well,
that.
you can't just be like, okay, I have a disagreement and Andrew hurt my feces, but I can't even articulate an approximation of what he.
It's true. She didn't come prepared, man. She didn't come with the chamber loaded. You know, she just knew her feelings got hurt by some things he said, and she still can't pinpoint specifically what it was that he said that got to her the most. Honestly, it was probably everything, and that's why she can't specifically point to
said.
I
one.
think I already said what I needed to say. on
Okay,
it.
fine.
I
Well,
just
it's
think
okay.
it's
He was
different when
vaguely
you're
judging
married.
you. He was vaguely judging you about your 4 baby daddies, 4 kids. I thought he was coming, again, I don't remember anything from previous shows, but I think it was about, he was coming down mostly hard on you when it related to the sex work.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but he's not a sex worker, so why would that
I didn't say
preclude
that was
him?
my issue with him. I said my issue was the 4 baby daddies. Yeah, of course he's not a sex worker. If he wants to judge me on that, cool, because yeah,
But so
he doesn't do it.
let's assume he wasn't a stepfather. Would you be okay with his criticism then?
I think so.
Okay, so just because he's
It's not
a
the
stepfather,
stepfather thing. I think it's you're okay with one person doing it because you're in love with her XYZ, but when you see another person doing it, you're looking down upon that person. I don't think that's fair.
well, I
I think
there's
it's
a
different when you're married. When you're married and then something happens in that relationship or that person dies, you get to find somebody else and get remarried.
I understand that.
But don't you think, okay, let's say, yes, Rachel had previous kids with one other partner who at the time happened to be her husband. They're divorced. There is a difference between that, 4 kids, 4 fathers, all out of wedlock.
See,
no
from
ring.
what I thought it was, from what I heard, I listened to her on something, and I misunderstood then because I thought it was 2 and then 1 with Andrew. So that was my bad on misunderstanding
Oh,
that.
well, I mean, there's a lot of disinformation related to Rachel, related to Andrew. I would have to, me personally, I don't actually know the exact intel on it, but what I can tell you is there's a bunch of misinformation. There's people out there who are trying to slander Andrew, slander Rachel.
She
So
was talking on something, and
They say Andrew has a black wife.
Who's Andrew?
Not that there's, by the way,
slander. That's
ran with it.
crazy.
hold on, not that there's
Crazy thing to
anything
say.
wrong.
He said he was slandering
Hold on,
them by saying she has a black wife.
Stop. Not that there's anything wrong with having a black wife, but there's all kinds of disinformation.
See, there it is right there. You can see it in the at the bottom, the message that came in, the donation. Christians judge righteously because we know that is how we will be judged. Now, again, I'm not going to even begin on those type of subjects, right? But he
I've
was
heard
on to
something
something.
the other day that accused Rachel falsely of that she was an ex, one of these people, one of these.
That's the end of the video. Hey, look, man. I think the issue in this situation is that she ended up judging Andrew's wife while attempting to judge Andrew, right? Because she was like, well, he's got, his wife's got this and his wife's got that. Unfortunately, all it really kind of did was come off like she was bashing his wife, not really bashing him. Now, that's why Brian kept saying, what does this have to do with him? But he's not a sex. But she's trying to insinuate that, hey, I'm talking about that he's married to a woman that she felt was kind of doing the same actions that he judged me so harshly for. And if that's the case, why would he marry a woman like that? But the problem is I think you can say it's the way they spun it, or it's just the way it came off, or it's just the reality of the fact that she came off more so criticizing his wife than she did him. Right? Now, you could say those two go hand in hand, but I'm just saying, I think her intentions were to point out the hypocrisies with Andrew, and instead she kind of just called his wife out. So I don't know how y'all feel about that. All I know is I made a video about her and she was back, and I wanted to hear what she had to say. So anyway, y'all, until next time, that's my time, and peace out.